Yeah, so it's definitely, it's worth it. Over the long run, it's definitely worth it.
The sun is fading and the tiki bar swaying at the ocean. Breeze on my skin and the warmth of the wind makes a potion.
Yeah, this morning we're planting a ton of trees. These are the trees that we ordered and received the other day. All of them are in great condition and they look beautiful. I can't wait to get these all in the ground. Most of these are going in the back. And I really think it's gonna transform the back of the property. It's gonna look gorgeous when it's all done.
Just got our second load of trees in for this trip. We've got a huge pile of big birch trees. These are massive root balls here. We're gonna be putting those in just in front of the house and the cottage to kind of give it a little bit more substance in around the buildings. They were just kind of in the middle of a field before. So lots of big birch. We think that's going to really transform the front area. Then we've got a few nice purple beech, DeWick purple beech. There's going to be 2 of those on each end of the building. We chose those because the buildings are kind of a whitewash and we think the purple is going to be really nice on the 2 ends. This week we're going to get really close on all of the tree planting, so we should be, I would say, pretty much finished tree planting. We're going to do a lot of mulching, and we've got a lot of smaller plants coming in, so it's going to be a little bit slower going as we get into the detail work, but there's going to be a lot of shrubs, perennials, grasses, a lot of fine grading. We've got about 20 loads of topsoil coming in today to do all the final regrading where needed. And we're also starting to rototill the long path that heads up to the ceremony area up on the top of the hill that overlooks the ocean. So we're just working on getting that all tilled up, and then we're gonna regrade it all, roll it out so it's a perfectly flat, compacted path, and then we're gonna sod it so that it's just absolutely perfect. And we're kind of doing the same up at the top of the hill. We have to have seating for around 300 people. So we're regrading that, flattening it all out, leveling the ground up so that everybody kind of gets this perfect view of the backdrop, which is the ocean, and then we're gonna sod that area all up as well. And at the same time, the carpenters are just standing up the 2 timber frame structures. We're putting 2 covered decks with timber frame structure and full roof over on the back of the 2 houses. So they're just working on standing those up as well. We pre-built those in the shop over the winter, so they'll actually come together really quickly because all the cuts have been made on the big timbers. So it's more or less kind of like Lego. They built the decks last week. This morning there's a spray foam company coming to insulate the floors because we plan on using these as seasonal year-round rooms. And then they're going to put the plywood down on the floors and stand up the beams today. So lots will come together really fast, I think, on those buildings.
We're back on the farm, working on our 2 additions. We got the whole carpenter team back this week. Last week we were down a couple guys, but we're starting off the week here. It's a Monday. We're looking to get a big transformation this week. We're working on building A right now. We have taken down the east trough and we're getting ready to stand our post. We have Jimmy working with us, being our operator. We're setting up our posts right now, just kind of staging them all so we can get them all prepped at once, be efficient, just pluck them all up once, get those cut. Probably like, I'll be cutting and then have those guys standing, and then I'm pretty fast at cutting, so I'll be able to have the one ready by the time they stand the other. So everything's just gonna be flowing smoothly. We sent in a material list for everything else that we needed for the roof today. So we're predicting that we'll have all our materials on time, and we're sticking on schedule. Putting up our post with the excavator, and then we're gonna be using a Zoom boom that we've rented, and we also have our company crane truck, and we rented a basket lift machine that I know how to drive, so we'll be able to get our ridge beam and our rafters up with the Zoom boom that we've rented, and then me and the basket boom that we've rented, so we'll be able to work up there smooth, safe, efficient. That's what we're aiming for. As long as everything goes smooth, safe, and efficient, it'll be a great day. Got first set of 4 posts stood up. Everything's going really good. There we go. 4 posts stood up. We got guys cutting our other ones. We got our lumber staged up. We got these ones all set perfect, parallel with each other. Now we use that to get our length for our beam on top. I'm going to start working on that beam while the other guys get the other post stood up. And we just got to clear this off because we got the spray foam company here to fill in all these joist cavities. We just got to cover up some stuff to protect it from spray back from the spray foam company, and we're off to the races.
The screws are full. Oh, you loosen the screws on the outside, right. Tighten it from the inside, right? Yeah, wait, what do we have? 318 this way, 319 something this way? Yeah. Okay, yeah, let's do that.
I just got back to PEI, first day back. I had to stay back for a lovely wedding, and the boys all came out here without me, but I had heard that things weren't running as smoothly without me here. Like Ryan just got a tummy ache because he was so sad about me not being here. Dylan was sad, so the video quality probably wasn't as good. Raymond was all upset, and everyone was like, I don't know, all over the place. But we're back now, so everything's good. Today we're doing posts for our nice screened-in porch and doing some prep cuts for all the beams that go on top, and then set all that up tomorrow and put up rafters tomorrow. So these things will come together over the next 3 days. We got decking, roof, walls, and things like that to build. So got lots of work to do on these, but I'm happy to be back. The dog's back too, so he's somewhere around the property. You'll be seeing a bit of Rolo all over the place. But yeah, happy to be back. Let's bang this out. Ah.
What's up?
Alrighty, we're finishing out the day here. We got a lot done today. Carpenters made super good progress with the 2 enclosed porches coming off the houses. They got all 4 posts up. They're ready for beams, almost ready for beams. They're still doing cuts. Started doing the decking on the main house off the back. Masons and hardscape crew, along with Kyle and my dad, we were all on grading all day. I spent 90% of my day in the garden tractor tilling to get ready for sod. We have sod going in the main little courtyard area leading to the pathway and then up to where the wedding ceremony is. And then I just tilled 2 little pathways there just for walking past through the property. Other than that, there was lots of topsoil and a couple of the gravel today. Mainly topsoil, so there's a lot of topsoil grading going on down below the 2 houses, as well as final grading out our garden beds, and we did a bunch of tree install. We put on these massive, beautiful birch trees. They look awesome. Luckily, none of them got windburned on the way down, which was awesome. We unloaded a trailer load this morning, so that was good. Other than that, it was a lot of planting, watering, grading, but really killer day. We got a lot done. It was a great use of time.
So today we're working at our DEI project, obviously, and we're doing our final grade on all the driveways and the driveway edges, so the topsoil areas in the gardens. So we're establishing nice defined edges. So we're setting up string lines and we're pulling our gravel to the line and our topsoil to the line, so you get that nice crisp line. Then we're getting ready to do all the planting. So with all the trees and everything, it's really transformed this property into something amazing. Just with the little bit of trees we've already planted so far, it's crazy how much it's changed. So yeah, it's really coming together. Yeah, so when we're grading big areas like this, you really got to watch out for obviously the guys working beside you in that. So everyone's wearing reflective vests and stuff today. The guys out with rakes and shovels, the ground guys. So safety's obviously the first and the most important thing, but operating wise, you really got to be good in the machine. You got to know where your grades are. You really got to rely on your layout guys. So the guys that are staking, making sure the stakes are in the proper spots and all our elevations are correct. We have the Trimble system, which has been a huge help here. So we got the box blade where we get the grades really close within like 30 centimeters, and then it takes over the controls of the machine and it grades the roadways and the parking lots perfect, 100%. So I've just been trained on it. So before we came here, I was in Port Hope and they did some training. So yeah, I'm new to it, and yeah, I can't believe how good it works. So literally you don't touch the bucket or anything. You literally just drive the machine around and it controls your blade and everything for you. So yeah, it's very neat. And it's got a map on the screen inside the machine, and it'll tell you where your driveway is. It shows you where you are on the driveway and shows you where the gardens are, where the buildings are. So yeah, it's quite the machine.
We get these in, and
yeah, you got these in place. You're getting stuff in place now. And
yeah, it's looking good. I'm just worried about getting them all in and watering them all, keeping them alive.
How soon do you need to get things?
Well, ideally today. So I think the system will go is like once we get them planted, we'll go behind and just keep watering and planting. But it's going to be a couple days of planting for sure. So we did run some underground water lines that we're going to hook up to garden hoses and go across. So around the property there's underground piping, and then we just have the spout coming above, and then we add garden hoses to each place.
And are these like kind of, is it more like a concern when you're planting them or after they've been established and kind of in the ground?
Yeah, so it's just once we plant them and get them a good watering, then they'll be fine because they are grasses, they can handle drought, but it's just making sure they get a good watering till they get sustained.
And how much is your input and how much is the client's? Like how much?
So the client like basically told me for the courtyard they wanted like an English style courtyard, and then they wanted like a sea of grasses, but that's about it. So I get to choose the variety and what to fill the courtyard with, so it's nice.
Yeah, is that fun to be?
Yeah, absolutely. Get your creativity. And it's nice to have like the ability that they trust me to select the right plants and place them in the right spot. Yeah. Just the pressure's on to make sure it looks good, right?
yeah, we're getting in these structures here, putting in the ridge here. So yeah, by the end of the day, we got a lot done. Too many people weren't thinking we were gonna get the decks done by the end of the day. Ended up we just ran out of material, no more fasteners to put the boards down. So yeah, we got most of the decks done, all the boards down. So now we're putting up both the beams, have the ridges. Hopefully by the end of the week, we'll start enclosing the roof and putting in the walls.
We can just use the spacing to pull it where we want it to go.
Yeah, we had a good day today. We got the cross beams in on Building A. We're just calling them Building A and Building B. We got our beams up for Building B as well, and then we got our kink post up and our ridge. Just planning and precision. Everything's got to be like perfect before it goes up. There's no really opportunities to do this a second time because these lumbers are like all special order. Some of them are like their own tree, like 25 foot long, 12 by 12. So you imagine the tree that had to come from. Yeah, you're always worried about just things toppling, so it's just extra bracing and then just systems in place. Like we used a chalk block where it's like creates a spot where the ridge will just bump into instead of them just having to land it and then center it on their own. You just create a board that comes up the ridge post, then they can just land it against that, and then they put on another one on the other side. So now that has no opportunity to roll. And we also rented out the GLJ lift, so keeping everyone safe.
Starting to get better. Their machine maintenance at the end of the day, I think we've always been good at it, but it's just simple track clean out and then a full grease of the machine. Really helps them last a long time. Blow it out, cabin air filter, engine air filter. Especially here, we've been doing it multiple times a day because it's so dusty. They'll actually put the machine in limp mode because it'll start to suffocate the air going into the motor. So limp mode, it's just like limited engine power, so we'll just those motors typically run at like 2500 RPM, but when the air filter gets so blocked up by dust, it'll like make it hover at like 1000 RPM, which is horrible for the motor because it's just trying to combust more, but it can't pull in any more air, so it's really hard on everything. So we've been really diligent trying to blow them out before that happens. I had it happen once today. Other than that, it was good.
You can hear it when it happens?
You can feel a difference in the power, and then the warning lights start coming up and the skid steer. The technology is really good, and most of the time it'll give you a warning before. It'll say like blowout filter or something like that. I forgot what the exact code is, but it'll give you a warning. Yeah, it doesn't happen too often, but definitely it's more of like a preventative maintenance kind of thing, just trying to stay ahead of it. Especially with greasing, when it's super dusty like this, the grease gets in all the tiny cracks like within hours, so it's really important that 2 times a day we hit them with grease so we're not wearing out the parts really quick.
Valuable pieces, you gotta take them off in the evening?
Yeah, lock them up. Very expensive. Anybody can just come grab them. Very handy.
How well is it working today?
Oh, amazing. The amount of money that we probably saved in gravel just from having this dribble system. We got really close by eye, but then when we started using the system and it did the auto fill, we ended up with probably 7 extra tons of gravel that we used for another spot. So the time you save, yeah, and like I said, we saved on material today, so big areas, right? It's hard to see exactly where this machine just does it perfect. And all the extra we put into the middle, had a big pile left over, and then we used it to fill in all our walkways. So we cut back on almost half load of gravel today that we didn't have to order. So, worked out really good.
What's a load of gravel you think costs?
In PEI, it's super expensive. I'm gonna say $1,200 a load, I think. They don't have no gravel on the island here, so it all gets trucked in from Nova Scotia or New Brunswick.
So roughly, you're saving like $6,000.
Yeah, easily. Yeah, and then time and so it's definitely it's worth it over the long run. It's definitely worth it. So yeah, definitely worth the investment.
Remember when I carried you across that sandy beach? We felt the water on our toes and seashells at our feet.
Yeah, so this morning we're working on a lot of final grading. So we've been working along the garden beds, the parking lots, and then just all the curves on the property with all the gravel. So all the edges of everything. So what we're doing is going along, setting up string lines and making sure everything is super straight. And then we're coming along with the machines and rakes and butting up to those string lines to make sure everything looks perfectly straight. So there's no more random patches of gravel on the dirt, and then there's no random patches of dirt where the gravel should be. So we're just going along, straightening everything up and making sure we're finishing up this last 25% of grading so we can move on to fully working on more finishing details.
Yeah, this morning's going good. We got split into two little groups of two. So we got guys on building A putting up the rafters. Yesterday we got the king post and the ridge installed there right at the end of the day. So this morning they were able to come in and just install the rafters. We had the end set up as a triangle, so we put that all up as once, and now they're just putting all individual rafters all along the rest of the structure. And then we got me and Brian over here. We're staging out for building B. We got our ends made up. We calculated our king post length. We're cutting that. We have already cut that, and now we're cutting our ridge to length. We put a chamfer edge on our ridge, so rafters will just sit on nice and easy. Everything's going pretty good. Everything's in motion, and we're just putting it all together.
What's the trick to doing this kind of work?
Trick is, I say, the better you do a rigging job on the beam and raising it into place at the right angle you want it, and the guys up in the air there, they don't have to with the beam too much. So I've been trying to rig it just off center a bit so it goes up on the angle that they need it, And then I can just drift it right into place for them. And they don't have to fight with the beam to get it in place.
Yeah, it seems like this is like the easiest way to kind of do it, or best way.
Pretty much. We have the crane truck. We could have sat it here, but it's a little slower because you got to spin and pick. And if you have to relocate, then you got to bring the outriggers back in and realign the truck where this machine can move in different locations. And it's got a boom that booms out. So
what are you going to be careful?
I can tilt the machine side to side as well if they need to move an inch this way or an inch that way. So.
What do you have to be careful with for this kind of work?
Just making sure everybody's aware of what's happening and where we're trying to put the game plan is and where the beam is going, and they're out of the way and not under the line of fire, so to speak, that you're not putting yourself in a dangerous position. And pinching fingers too could be dangerous.
Yeah, this week went super well. We got a lot done. Definitely a lot of trees planted. We got most of the load that we got from Dutchmaster all planted. We're just leaving a couple off to the side for garden bed planting. But for the most of it, we've got a lot of trees in. The carpenters finished the 2 decks, and we also put the timber structures up on them. So there's a little bit more work to do with those, but we've got a lot of the carpentry work done. And then on top of that, they got the decks spray foam insulated as well. That was done by a subcontractor. And then also we were using the GPS system to do some fine grading on all the gravel parking lots and roadways. So got a lot done this week, and it was definitely neat to see the GPS system working more. And then just again, another good week of the teams working together and getting a lot done. There's a mosquito on the left. Hey, get out of there! Get out of there! All right.